If time structures all events, how can meaning appear to outlast time itself? This question reveals a quiet contradiction in modern thinking. We usually assume that meaning is produced by events unfolding over time. Causes come first, effects come later. Experiences accumulate, and understanding is expected to follow. In this view, meaning is something constructed gradually, as life progresses, yet lived experience often contradicts this assumption. Some meanings feel immediately present, even before experience fully unfolds. Certain insights appear complete the moment they arise, as if they were not learned but recognized. At times, understanding feels older than memory, older than personal history, and older than any specific event. This suggests a deeper distinction is needed. We must separate chronological time, the sequence and duration of events, from structural meaning, the order that makes experience intelligible at all. Ibn Arabi argues that meaning does not emerge from time. Rather, time itself unfolds within meaning. Modern life is increasingly defined by speed, scheduling, and constant activity. Despite this, many people report a persistent sense of meaninglessness. Stress, anxiety, and existential fatigue are common, even among those who appear successful or productive. Time is filled, but significance feels absent. From a cognitive science perspective, this condition is linked to an overemphasis on linear causality and outcome-based thinking. Meaning is treated as something that must be achieved after enough experiences, milestones, or accomplishments. Life becomes a sequence of tasks aimed at a future sense of fulfillment. Behaviorally, this produces a constant orientation toward what comes next. Attention is pulled away from the present toward anticipated outcomes. Neuroscience helps clarify the cost of this pattern. Excessive engagement of the default mode network, which focuses on past and future narratives, reduces present moment coherence. The core problem is structural. If meaning depends on time, it is always delayed and unstable. Ibn Arabi addresses this by redefining meaning as something that precedes temporal experience rather than resulting from it. Ibn Arabi was not primarily a moral guide or motivational thinker. He was a metaphysician, concerned with the foundations of being and intelligibility. His central question was not how to feel meaning, but how meaning exists at all. A key distinction in his thought is between meaning and time. Time orders change, meaning orders intelligibility. Meaning is not a psychological reaction to events, nor a narrative constructed after the fact. It is an aspect of being itself, in rational terms. Time explains when things happen. Meaning explains why they make sense. Events can occur without meaning, but meaning cannot depend entirely on events. For Ibn Arabi, meaning is structurally prior. It makes experience readable before it becomes chronological. This stands in contrast to modern assumptions, where meaning is often treated as retrospective. Something derived after experience is complete. Ibn Arabi reverses this order. Meaning is pre-structural, not a byproduct of time. The first core teaching follows directly from this framework. Events do not generate meaning, they reveal meaning that is already present. Reality is intelligible before it unfolds in time. A simple illustration clarifies this. A sentence has meaning before it is spoken word by word. Each word unfolds sequentially, but the sentence's meaning is not assembled piece by piece. The structure of meaning guides how each word is understood as it appears. Cognitive science offers a parallel through predictive processing models. The brain does not wait passively for sensory input and then assemble meaning afterward. Instead, it anticipates structure in advance. Incoming information is interpreted within an already active framework of meaning. This corrects a common misconception: meaning is not built from isolated moments. Moments are interpreted through meaning. Time discloses meaning gradually, but it does not create it. Meaning functions as an organizing principle that precedes experience. The second teaching clarifies the role of time itself. Time is not the source of meaning, it is the container through which meaning appears. Ibn Arabi treats time as a mode of appearance rather than an origin. An everyday example makes this clear. A melody exists as a whole before it is heard note by note. Each note unfolds in time, but the coherence of the melody is not produced by duration alone. Without an organizing structure, the notes would be noise. Neuroscience supports this through Gestalt perception, which shows that the brain perceives wholes before parts. Coherence is detected prior to detailed analysis. Psychologically, humans seek patterns and structure, not merely extended sequences. This explains why prolonged duration does not guarantee meaning. What depends entirely on time is unstable. What gives time coherence must be prior to it. Meaning does not need time to exist. Time needs meaning to be intelligible. A striking feature of meaning is that some insights feel immediately familiar. They do not feel discovered so much as recognized. Ibn Arabi explains this by locating meaning at the level of being rather than personal memory, bout from a cognitive perspective. This aligns with research on implicit knowledge and intuition. These forms of knowing operate faster than conscious reasoning and do not require step-by-step inference. Recognition occurs without deliberation. This is not mysticism as emotion or belief. It is recognition without inference. Meaning feels older than time because it is not learned sequentially. It is encountered as already coherent. The implication is subtle but important when meaning is recognized. Discovery is replaced by alignment. The mind does not construct meaning, it resonates with it. This is why some truths feel self-evident without explanation. Ibn Arabi extends this logic to metaphysics and theology. Divine meaning, in his framework, precedes creation and time itself. God is not located within time. Time unfolds within divine intelligibility. Modern analogy helps clarify this idea. Mathematical laws exist independently of when they are applied. They do not emerge when calculations begin. They structure what becomes possible once application occurs. Psychologically, humans often intuit order before understanding causation. This suggests that meaning operates at a deeper level than temporal explanation. Divine meaning anchors reality, while time animates it. This is not a religious assertion in emotional terms. It is a structural claim. Meaning is the ground that allows time-based processes to make sense at all. This brings us to a central paradox. Meaning appears stable, yet experience is fleeting. Cognitive science explains this through schema theory. Stable frameworks organize changing information. Without schemas, experience would be chaotic and unintelligible. Ibn Arabi's subtle claim is that stability belongs to meaning, while change belongs to appearance. Timeless does not mean static or frozen, it means structurally consistent across variation. A misconception must be clarified. Timeless meaning does not deny change, it explains how change remains. Intelligible meaning persists because it is structural, not episodic. It does not pass with time because it is not produced by time. This framework has direct practical implications. The first shift is cognitive meaning should not be treated as a future outcome that must be achieved. When meaning is postponed, anxiety increases because fulfillment is always delayed. Psychologically, attention can be redirected from achievement toward coherence. When experience is read through meaning rather than measured by progress, emotional regulation improves. Anxiety decreases. When meaning is not dependent on time, neuroscience supports this shift. Present-centered coherence reduces default mode, overactivity, and stabilizes attention. Life is no longer evaluated solely by what comes next. Ibn Arabi's practical outcome is precise. Life is not made meaningful through accumulation. It is read as meaningful through alignment. Meaning is not created, it is recognized. The central conclusion follows. Naturally, meaning is older than time because time unfolds within. Meaning. What gives order to experience cannot itself be produced by experience. Ibn Arabi's lasting contribution is a framework in which intelligibility precedes. Chronology, time passes, events change, experiences end. Meaning remains because it was never dependent on sequence. Time passes, meaning remains.